That brings us on to the final of the three categories we listed at the start, solid state disks. SSDs are a relative newcomer and hence relatively immature technology compared to your spinning disks and associated technologies there. However, they are significantly faster. We don't have the same penalty related to seek times. This is much more like accessing memory. You just ask for an address, you get it back. They're significantly faster than spinning disks, although they're still an order of magnitude slower than memory. So this is not going to be as fast as accessing RAM, physical RAM, but it is going to be an order of magnitude faster in general than your spinning disks. Even the fastest ones of those can't keep up with a good SSD. However, there is also the aspect of variable performance. In immature technology, you get this a lot. You're not going to have as proven a platform. You're not going to have as well QA'd, well tested, well known use cases. So if you like, having been around for 30 or 40 years, spinning disks have had most of the bugs worked out. SSDs are a much more recent entrant into the storage stakes, and so you can get this variable performance based on firmware, based on the controller that's being used. Different manufacturers have different quality in terms of these various things, and so one SSD is not necessarily equal to another SSD, and you have to be careful about which ones you're buying, how they actually perform for your particular workload. And then finally, for particularly active workloads, you've got the consumer versus enterprise versions of SSDs. And you can think of these as two competing technologies, if you like. You've got MLC and SLC. Without getting into the various differences here, essentially the enterprise ones are not going to wear out as fast because you're not overwriting data as quickly as you are on these consumer models. So if you're doing a lot of active writes, you can run into the concerns of basically wearing the SSD out. They only have X number of writes. They'll be dependent on the actual manufacturer and exactly what technology is being used in the SSD itself, how efficient the controller is, what type of writes you're actually doing, that kind of thing. But you have to be a little bit careful, as once they do start to wear out, performance can drop off significantly, and depending on your workloads, you might get to that cliff in terms of performance more quickly than you'd expect. So it's not just as simple as let's get SSDs because they're great. You have to, as with all of your technology choices, know what the pros and cons are, know how you're going to use them, and know what the benefits they're actually going to deliver to your application, to your customers.